Brian Fabiano, Monroe. I have a couple of questions around the, kind of similar to what Ms. Swalge said about the construction at Applegarth School. What is the timeline for the construction to start?
I don't think we have that right now.
Oh, so you don't have a planned date. Is there an objective, or like, are you looking to do it over the summer when students aren't present? What's the projected timeline that you're trying to get to?
Do you have other questions?
I'll follow up with, based on your answer.
I just told you, it is not out there yet publicly, the exact time frame, so I'm not going to commit to what the time frame is unless it is presented to us.
Right, so what's holding up your time?
There is no time, nothing is holding us up.
So do
you have other questions?
construction costs potentially go up the longer you draw it out and don't engage? Okay, so much for transparency. You don't like to answer questions, especially around school safety, because this obviously is important to know if our students are going to be anywhere near a construction site when things go on. There's obviously budgeting for roofs, the roof, HVAC, things along those lines. If you encounter other issues, how much is built into the budget to be able to address those issues? Say there's mold uncovered or lead or anything that's not in this project as you start to get into the project. What is the buffer in the budget?
We can have Mr. Tate get back to you with those answers.
Oh, great. So you don't know, the superintendent doesn't have an answer to that, or the business administrator who's overseeing the project doesn't know from a financial perspective what that extra room is?
We will get back to you with those answers.
Okay, so that's a little bit daunting. It's nice to see that the town went out of their way to bridge this gap, and I give credit to the former board president, Michelle Arminio, for the first project that she did with the town to get the track done. It's all about collaboration. I think one of the speakers here said, it all comes from our tax dollars. So no matter if we give it to the school, or we give it across the street, or we give it to the state, it all funnels back down, and it comes from our pockets. And I think this board should probably be a little bit more appreciative of our municipal government going forward, given that they basically came to your rescue. Over the last 3 years, Ms. Skurbe, you talk a lot about fiscal responsibility, getting the schools on track from a financial perspective, but you failed. And you failed us because we've had the biggest hole from a financial perspective in probably more than a decade with you at the helm. Now, we needed the town, again, taxpayers, to come and bail out the school system to be able to fund this project. And now, in 2 months from now, you're going to be asking us to give you more money. I mean, I don't know how you don't have answers to some of these financial questions when you've created one of the biggest financial sinkholes in Monroe's history in our school district, and you sit up here and do nothing but deflect and not give answers. I mean, that's not transparent. One, it shows a lack of leadership on your side, and actually from a public's point of view, it really seems that most of the people here that are in charge of these things are asleep at the wheel. I mean, the business administrator who you have to oversee this project should be able to give us simple answers to a $5 million project around what could be potentially a problem if we don't have enough money, or what the safety impacts could be to our kids. But you all sit quiet, and I don't know if that's just because you have your head in the sand and really don't have any idea of what you're about to undertake, or you're just ignorant. I don't know which one it is, but these are questions that need to be asked, so I'd appreciate you putting Mr. Tague in my direction. Thank you.
Thank you. And just for clarity with the public, the project was submitted by our facilities director to the state of New Jersey. A detailed plan was in place. The township was asked to collaborate with us when the referendum failed to address the needs of Applegarth School that have been left unaddressed for over a decade. We have a roof that leaks over there, and we have a very outdated boiler from 1932 and outdated HVAC systems.